Hey guys, what is up? Redmaster here, and welcome today to a part 2 of the event cards. Now, I know I did a part 1 on this a while back. The only reason I saved the part 2 for this long was because I wanted to see if there were any other event cards being released, and in fact, I was right. 5 more event cards were released after I posted my first part 1 video, each of which we're going to go through today to kind of give you an overview of what I think about them, what they've contributed to the game, and how you could possibly use them effectively in your decks. But this is, again, it's just my overall analysis of them as well, so let's just jump straight in before I talk too much. First of all, we have the Unstable Construct. Now, Unstable Construct was probably, I think, the first event card after I did my last video that was released to us. At first it was sort of cool. The art is definitely great on this card. It was a Warlock, so it was a faction specific. We haven't seen one of those since Yarm Giant. It was very exciting to see what possibilities we can get from this card. And definitely at 2 gold for 4/6, that's an incredible power you have there, right? Sending, right off the gate, you're getting this immense power. However, we soon learned that this card sort of was underwhelming. It didn't have much synergy outside of obstacles, that's where the knockback comes in. And while some argue that you could heal it, it just wouldn't work as well. I think you would probably need about 2 Blinding Radiance on the construct to have it continually survive, and even then that's sort of a waste of gold when you could be doing some other things, setting up some other strategies. Definitely it's good at a 4/6, and it has been shown to clear a lot of things off from the board, but overall, again, dealing with a Titan Watcher, 3 gold, 7/6, this card kind of got shadowed down. The one bright side about this card is that it is a giant, so that was probably the, I think, 3rd giant we've seen from event cards. So can this tag be a transition into something that they're planning for Arcanon War? I'm not sure, and I'm definitely excited to see what may come in the future for the giants. Next, we move on to Arctic Explorer. He was, I think, the last event card released to us. Arctic Explorer is kind of a funny unit, if you ask me. At first, it's sort of like the little opposite story of Unstable Construct. At first, we thought this guy was just a horrible combination of Guardian stats with Ice Drake's abilities. We really didn't think he would go very far, and especially since there's so much other competition in the 3 gold slot, the community didn't really expect much out of him, and that was kind of it. However, he soon found his place within freezing decks. When Shattering Strike became 0 gold, he definitely found his place there, being a great curve into 3 gold Arctic Explorer, 4 gold Frozen Storm, and 5 gold Ice Blast to create these freezing stall decks. If you guys remember, I did do a freezing video deck, I think last Tuesday, and I definitely included Arctic Explorer because he was fun. He was a necessity to the deck, one of the only cards that really has that freeze ability. And if you don't have Arctic Explorer, the best sub you could do is Ice Drake, and even then, Ice Drake is really, it needs to be attacked for that freeze to kick in. Arctic Explorer, if he attacks, or if he is attacked, I think that freeze kind of comes into play, and that's very useful for some Shattering Strike combos. And hopefully he does grow a bit more now. We have seen him a bit more in action as of recently. A couple players incorporating him into Viking Crusader freeze decks. And I'm excited to see where he might go outside of freeze deck. I really think he's going to stay in freeze deck, so there's not much else that he can do. But that's okay. From there, we move on to Merciless Santa. Merciless Santa was a card released during the holiday season, of course, as I think CNC's fun little joke of, oh, it's the holidays, have a holiday-related card. Merciless Santa was a funny card indeed. 4 gold at 5/7 definitely put him at the higher end of the 4 gold spectrum. And his gift was really unique. It gave players any card, except your opponent couldn't get epics or legendaries, and that's kind of been shown to not really apply, as some players have been seen giving their enemies some legendary cards, and we definitely didn't expect the randomness of Santa. Now, however, Santa hasn't really seen much progress, much bounce, or not really much much push, I should say. He didn't really get to the spot where he could be this great unit or a great sort of deck idea. I tried to build a Santa Bounce deck. I haven't really given up on it. I'm still kind of tweaking it, working on it to favor Santa, but really he hasn't been shown to prosper elsewhere out of Bounce. He really has been stuck in the same spot, and even then, if players try to openly use him in their decks, he is very slow. He's at only 2 movements, so he's, despite his power stats, really not much else going for him. So yeah, that's really a lot to say about Santa. One moment as I have another screen crash. Screen crashes are very annoying. I hope I can get them fixed one day. But yeah, that's my overall take on Santa. He didn't really get too much power moving forward. I definitely thought it was a fun little holiday gift, if you will. Next, move on to Nunchuck Nun. I think probably Nunchuck Nun was the last faction-specific card we got. Yeah, everything else kind of a neutral. And I think Nunchuck Nun was a very hilarious wordplay in terms of the name. However, we haven't seen... I mean, Nunchuck Nun, of course, is great. However, not many people decided to really use it upon its release. It was sort of just left to be that collectible event card where it wasn't really predicted and wasn't really shown to have a meta impact, and it wasn't thrown into Crusader decks because, it would just throw off their balance. However, Nunchuck Nun is being experimented with right now. I do have a friend of mine who is experimenting with Nun, kind of incorporating it into a variant of Undead, and I will show you guys that tomorrow in my Hidden Combo series. But I think the Nun definitely has potential, and judging by the deck I've seen Nunchuck Nun be involved in, I am looking forward to her being sort of like this meta-defying card, if you will. But overall, her stat line, 4/5, not bad for 3 movement and 4 gold. Her last will, again, I think if I didn't say it before, I'll say it now. The ability is not unfamiliar to us. We've seen it in a Faithful Drake pre-Monster Island, so players who were around before then remember the ability of Faithful Drake when it was still a Crusader card. Basically had the same ability, but now we're kind of transitioning it into a faction-specific. Not sure how smart that was, but definitely Nunchuck Nun may be a card that you'll be seeing more often soon, so if you don't have your 3 copies, hopefully you can pull them from packs, get lucky, guys, because Nunchuck Nun may be coming for you. And finally, move on to our last card of the evening, Frog Prince. This guy definitely has seen, out of the other 4 that we've gone over, let me just look real quick. Yeah, this guy has seen the most play after its release, and up to this day, it's still a great card to include when you have that Pirate Crusader Knight deck. Now, players argued that it was slow at first, but then they realized, oh wait, it's got the night tag. So you'll be seeing stables plays with it, and that's what happened. Frog Prince became a 10-10, a last will of healing your castle for 4, so even if you were on that sudden death, and Frog Prince was played, the player who was facing really had to block, he couldn't really kill it, or risk losing a sudden death advantage, or even then, Frog Prince could have been working for a Luminaris strike. So really, this card has been pretty useful in acting like most other knights, notably his last will, again, of healing for 4. That's a good amount of castle heal. That's probably like a free heal play right there as well. Yeah, that's a free heal play off of this unit's death. And, of course, being at that 10 attack, it could shred through Kraken. It could highly damage Krax. It could kill Yarum. This card has been pretty much just ripping it throughout the meta, and I don't think we're going to see it stop soon unless Knights are addressed, really. And I think out of all of the event cards, this guy's probably had the most impact, aside from maybe Titan Watcher and Spitefish. Definitely if you're running a Knight deck, you would be including Frog Prince. So, that's pretty much what I think of Frog Prince, and that goes for all of the other event cards here too. If you did miss my last event card video analysis, I will be putting a link in the description below. You can check that out too and watch it. If you missed the first one, then you can watch the second one. If you missed the first one, you can go back and watch it now that you've seen part 2. So, with that being said, if you guys did enjoy the video, please make sure to like, share, and comment down below what you thought was the best event card out of the 5 I reviewed, and what do you think your favorite event card is overall. And, again, I will leave a link to part 1 in this down below, as well as a link to a buddy of mine. If you guys don't know, Kev One, he's a great player. He's got a YouTube setup. He's doing well. He definitely deserves more subscribers than 51. So if you guys will check out his channel as well, we are actually working on a couple of projects together at this point. This week he's going over the Doomship deck that I had on Hidden Combos a few weeks ago. So again, guys, make sure to go down to Kev One's channel and throw him all the support that he needs. He really deserves it. I think he's a great guy to have here in our community. So, with that being said, until the next video, guys, stay gaming.